of this gathering.
Honorable dignitaries on the dais, Honorable Thakur Ma'am, Honorable Videsh Kumar Sir, Honorable Devlankar Sir, Honorable Principal Sir, Vice Principals, all respected dignitaries on the dais and off the dais, all my dear members. It is my great honor to address you all on the 91st Foundation Day of Modern Education Society's Nowrosjee Wadia College. I welcome all the dignitaries on the behalf of Modern Education Society, on the behalf of Wadia family, on the behalf of Nowrosjee Wadia College. Today is an extremely significant day as we celebrate the foundation of one of the India's premier education institution, an institution that has grown in leaps and bounds over the past 91 years. It is aiming to reach many more milestones in the coming years, and to add glory to this special day, we have with us Dr. Thakur Ma'am, the eminent historian, Honorable Videsh Kumar Sir, Commissioner of Police, Pune, and renowned author, writer, and director of higher education, Honorable Devlankar Sir. Today I feel privileged, proud, overall, and I am totally humbled to be in presence of the esteemed and distinguished Honorable Thakur Ma'am. Ladies and gentlemen, I would like to bring to your notice that Thakur Ma'am had refused the Padma Bhushan Award not once but twice, and with our one phone call, with our one email, being a student of Wadia in the year 1947-48, she immediately replied us that yes, I am coming. So we are celebrating our 91st year, and ma'am is also 91st year old. This is what So we Modern Education Society have 7 colleges from 1932. We are forefathers, and on this occasion we must remember Professor Job Sir, the whole Wadia family, and earlier all life members, all teaching, non-teaching staff members, all the students who contributed for this historical institution. This college is celebrating its 91st year. Our sister institution, CWIT, that is the Nowrosjee Wadia Institute of Technology, which is celebrating its 85th year. DGR, that is the Newly Rupare College, and New Law College, which is located in Mumbai, they are celebrating their 71st years. Nowrosjee Wadia College of Commerce, 2 days ago, we are celebrated 55th Foundation Day of the college. Same for the Modern Education Society, Wadia College of Engineering, we are celebrating our 25th year, and our Management Institute also moving ahead with this great tradition. I take this opportunity to express and convey my best wishes to all staff of the Nowrosjee Wadia College, teaching and non-teaching, which is the institute, which is an ever-growing institute, and I assure you all that we try our best to fly high, to touch the sky by the Nowrosjee Wadia College. Thank you. Thanks a lot.
Thank you, Sanam sir. I now invite our principal, Dr. Nowrosjee sir, to read the principal's report for the past academic year.
A very good evening to our chief guest, Sri Videsh Kumar ji, Commissioner of Police, Pune, our guest of honor, Dr. Devlankar, Director, Higher Education, Government of Maharashtra, and today's eminent Wadia Award recipient, the world-renowned historian, Professor Dr. Thapa. Dr. A.S. Chandra, Professor Sachin Sana, Trustee of the Modern Age Society, Principals and Vice Principals of our sister institute, Vice Principal Professor S.S. Boxwala, Kalinada, Vice Principal Baule, Professor Ashok Gunde, Vice Principal of Junior College, Mrs. Indir Faraki, Supervisor, Junior College, Registrar, Dagda, all retired life members, teachers, and non-teaching staff members, distinguished guests, special invitees, alumni, members of the teaching and non-teaching staff, ladies and gentlemen. I am extremely happy to welcome each one of you to the 91st Foundation Day celebration of Nowrosjee Wadia College. Nowrosjee Wadia College, the flagship of the Modern Education Society from its institution of 1932, has been one of the premier and respected educational institutions. This year, Professor Sachin Sana was appointed as the trustee of the Modern Education Society. Under his leadership, we have embarked on the path of exponential expansion and growth. We have stepped into a new decade, ladies and gentlemen. Standing on the first step of the century decades, I can proudly say that Nowrosjee Wadia College has become a brand name and is the first choice for students coming from different states and countries. The campus caters to the need of over 7,500 students, with many of them coming from near more than 20 different countries, including the US and UK and European countries. As a part of its social commitments, the college has admitted around 80 visually impaired and handicapped students with a nominal fees, and this number is increasing each year. Our Wadian tradition and solid foundation gives us confidence that each of us over here will strive hard to make our students capable to face the future. In keeping with our social initiatives, we have set up a special computer lab for our visually impaired students in association with Technical Training Institute of Pune Blind Men's Association. We have conducted a 6-month certificate course in computer training for the blind students. Our students and staff regularly participate in blood donation camps and other activities which are organized by NSS, NCC, and the Student Development Cell and the Nowrosjee Wadia Alumni Association, in association with the Pune University and other associations. The national NSS and NCC officers, Professor L.K. Bhagat, Dr. B.T. Borkar, Dr. S.D. Valmare, Professor P.M. Shinde, Dr. Jadhav, Dr. Antar work to keep our social and NCC initiatives. Harshvardhan Mote was selected as the best NSS boy for the year, and Vaijayanti Darekar was selected as the best NSS girl of the year. We received rupees 11 lakh rupees from the family of late Dr. Manshi Chatterjee as a past student of chemistry department for the development of TYPSC laboratories. The family of former principal Dr. Sapre donated rupees 50 lakhs to the college. NASCOM is the first time NASCOM has given near 20 computers for the institutions. Professor Pramod Shinde has worked day and night for this project. Dr. Aditi Phadke led Indian Girls Mathematics Olympiad team at EGMO competition led at Slovenia. PhD awarded Professor Jadkar, Nilkant Shinde, Komal Savan, Siddharth Kale, Pankaj Lokhande, Gabaleswar, Gaikwad, Duyang, Rohan Jadhav, and Nagurkar sir received the PhD degree from Pune University. A number of our staff members were appointed on the board of studies of different faculties at ST Pune University, Dr. Latpati, Dr. Devre, Dr. Mani, Dr. Kumar, and Dr. Khan. Professor Research Award on the Sensing Technology. Dr. S.V. Ahire, Dr. Andad, Dr. Bhargava were received with the M.V. Gokhale Prize for this year. Dr. B.S. Mani, Professor Dheeraj Yadav and Professor S.V. Khade were awarded with the Samudra Shikshan Prize. Teaching staff published research papers in a reputed high impact factor journal and which are included in the Elsewhere, Francis Taylor's and Nature journals with high impact factors. Activities. Various events were held under the Azadi Ki Amrut Mahotsav. Self-defense training was provided to the girl students of the college under the Nirbhay Kanya Abhiyan for women's empowerment. The Sanyukta Jayanti was organized between the 6th April to 14th April. Renowned social activist Shahid Sambhaji Bhagat and the social thinker, writer Dr. Hari Narke were invited on these occasions. Under the able guidance of Anand Lokhande and Professor Jain Salve, the Cultural Association guided the students to various inter-college, inter-university and state level events. Our students outdid other students at the Swarnanga Yuva Mahotsav, the Indradhanush state level competitions, the Satranga inter-university competitions, the Yin Kala Mahotsav and the Tension Kalas organized by Sakara. Our students Shubh Kabade, Prithviraj Deshmukh, Janvi Harpode, Sandhya Belke brought knowledge to our college in the field of arts, drama, music and dance. Shivani Tirumule and Sukanya Devarkar bagged many prizes in debate, elocution, poetry and other literacy competitions. Our students from Nowrosjee Wadia College comprise about 30% of the Pune University team across all the colleges under the Pune University teams. Our NCC cadet, Captain Prem Ganesh Shankar, represented Maharashtra Directorate at the Republic Day Parade, New Delhi. This year, the Department of History, Geology, Petroleum Technology organized grand exhibitions of ancient coins, gemstones, and minerals. One of our students successfully selected in UPSC examinations with the rank 700. Our college was awarded with the Precious Students Chapter Excellence Award of 2023 by the Society of Petroleum Engineers. The chapter had won the same award in 2021 and 2022. Our 10 students received prestigious fellowships for the research from various countries, UK, USA, and European countries for pursuing the PhD program for the Arts and Science faculty. The award ceremony was held during the SPE Annual Technical Conference and exhibitions at Houston, USA. Examination results each year, our students scale with the result and do very well in each of the courses offered by them. This year, too, we have received exceptional result at the HSC, Arts and Science, BA, BSc, BS, Computer Science, Biotech, and MA/BSc post-graduation examinations, along with the research for the PhD programs. Our scholar Ajna Yevole, Yash Kelkar, Shruti Kotavade, Shashar Gujar, Kanchan Jede, Abdul Bhaleva, Sharad Sabre, Nandini Menon, Vaibhav Kadam, Apura Jadhav, Nikhil Bharate, Ankita Ray, and a host of others made up proud. Sporting laurels, Vaibhav Vibhute and Abhinav Bhatt were selected to play the cricket Maharashtra Premier League. Prathamesh Deshmukh represented India at the Asian Games held at China. Tribhuti Bendre participated in fencing at the Khelo India. Our meritorious sportsmen Harsh Potekar, Neha Chikne, Anusha Devkar, Soham Korat, Karthik Jadhav have made us proud in various sporting events throughout the year. In continuation with this year, autonomy was conferred on the last academic year. We accepted and implemented the national education policy for among the 19 colleges of Pune University. And I can proudly say that our staff has managed to create a balance between work, research, equally paid, with high quality. Accepted Professor M.D. Abedkar and Professor M.A. Musmadi were appointed as the Dean of Science and Arts. We have started 4 new courses for this year, namely BSc in IT, MSc Biotechnology, and post-college MA in Political Science and MA in History. In conclusion, ladies and gentlemen, the task before us is immense and challenging yet fulfilling. It has always been our endeavor to fulfill the aspirations of the needy and deserving students without making compromise with the quality of education. We are sure that you will be with us as guides and mentors to achieve our goal. I thank each one of you for being with us today. I am sure that your good wishes and blessings, together with the support of the Pune University, the Director of Higher Education, and the University Grant Commission's DS Information Science and Technology, will enable us to keep the flag of Nowrosjee Wadia College flying high and to carry on with our vision for the spread of light. Thank you.
Thank you so much, sir, for this comprehensive report. We will now watch a documentary on our college.
देवाला लुटांगण घातलं नाही तर देव कोकतो अशा अनेक अनिष्ट अंधश्रद्धेत बुडालेल्या समाजाला शिक्षणाचे
and the Nowrosjee Alumni Association, association with the Pune University and other associations. The national NSS and NCC officers, Professor L.K. Bhagat, Dr. B.T. Borkar, Dr. S.B. Varmare, Professor P.M. Shinde, Dr. Jadhav, Dr. Antar work to keep up our social and NCC initiatives. Harshvardhan Mote was selected as the best NSS boy for the year, and Vaijayanti Dharekar was selected as the best NSS girl of the year. We received rupees 11 lakh rupees from the family of late Dr. Nowrosjee Chatterjee as a past student of chemistry department for the development of TYBSc laboratories. The family of former principal Dr. Sapre donated rupees 50 lakhs to the college. NASCOM is the first time NASCOM has given nearly 20 computers for the institutions. Professor Pramod Shinde has worked day and night for this project. Dr. Aditi Phadke led Indian Girls Mathematics Olympiad team at EGMO competition led at Slovenia. PhD awarded Professor Jadkar, Milkant Shinde, Komal Savan, Siddharth Kale, Pankaj Lokhande, Gabaleswar, Gaikwad, Duyang, Rohan Jadhav, and Nagurkar sir received the PhD degree from Pune University. A number of our staff members were appointed on the board of studies of different faculties at SP Pune University. Dr. Lakpati, Dr. Devre, Dr. Mani, Dr. Kumar, and Dr. Khan. Professor Vasan Chausa received a prestigious Best Research Award for International Research Award on the Sensing Technology. Dr. S.V. Ahire, Dr. Antar, Dr. Bhargava were received with the M.V. Gokhale Prize for this year. Professor B.S. Mani, Professor Dheeraj Yadav, and Professor S.P. Khade were awarded with the Samurdha Shikshan Prize. Teaching staff published research papers in a reputed high impact factor journal and which are included in the elsewhere Francis Taylors, and nature journals with high impact articles. Activities. Various events were held under the Azadi Ki Amrit Mahotsav. Self-defense training was provided to the girl students of the college under the Nirbhay Kanya Abhiyan for women's empowerment. The Sanyukta Jayanti was organized between the 6th April to 14th April. Renowned social activist Shahid Sambhaji Bhagat and the social thinker, writer Dr. Hari Narke were invited on these occasions. Under the able guidance of Anand Lokhande and Professor Jain Salve, the Cultural Association guided the students to various inter-college, inter-university and state level events. Our students outdid other students at the Swarang Yuva Mahotsav, the Indradhanush state level competitions, the Satrang inter-university competitions, the Yin Kala Mahotsav, and the Tension Kalas organized by Sakara. Our students Shubh Kabade, Prithviraj Deshmukh, Janvi Harpode, Sandhya Belke brought laurels to our college in the field of arts, drama, music, and dance. Shivani Tirumole and Suganya Devolkar bagged many prizes in debate, elocution, poetry, and other literacy competitions. Our students from Nowrosjee Wadia College comprise about 30% of the Pune University team across all the colleges under the Pune University teams. Our NCC cadet, Captain Prem Ganesh Shankar, represented Maharashtra Directorate at the Republic Day Parade, New Delhi. This year, the Department of History, Geology, Petroleum Technology organized grand exhibitions of ancient coins, gemstones, and minerals. One of our students successfully selected in UPSC examinations with the rank 700. Our college was awarded with the Precious Students Chapter Excellence Award of 2023 by the Society of Petroleum Engineers. The chapter had won the same award in 2021 and 22. Our 10 students received prestigious fellowships for the research from various countries, UK, USA, and European countries for pursuing the PhD program for the arts and science faculty. The award ceremony was held during the SPE Annual Technical Conference and exhibitions at Houston, USA. Examination results each year, our students scale with the result and do very well in each of the courses offered by them. This year, too, we have received exceptional result at the HSC, Arts and Science, BA, BSc, BS, Computer Science, Biotech, and MABC post-graduation examinations, along with the research for the PhD programs. Our scholar Ajna Yevole, Yash Kelkar, Shruti Kotavade, Shashar Gujar, Kanchan Jede, Abdul Bhaleva, Sharad Sabre, Nandini Menon, Vaibhav Kadam, Apura Jadhav, Nikhil Bharate, Ankita Ray, and a host of others made up proud. Sporting laurels, Vaibhav Vibhute and Abhinav Bhatt were selected to play the cricket Maharashtra Premier League. Prathamesh Deshmukh represented India at the Asian Games held at China. Trigudi Bendre participated in fencing at the Khelo India. Our meritorious sportsmen Harsh Potekar, Neha Chikne, Anusha Devkar, Soham Korad, Kartik Jadhav have made us proud in various sporting events throughout the year. In continuation with this year, autonomy was conferred on the last academic year. We accepted and implemented the national education policy for among the 19 colleges associated with Pune University. And I can proudly say that our staff has managed to create a balance between work, research equally fair. with high quality. Accepted Professor M.D. Ambedkar and Professor M.A. Musmade were appointed as the Dean of Science and Arts. We have started 4 new courses for this year in BSc in IT, MSc Biotechnology, and post-college MA in Political Science and MA in History. In conclusion, ladies and gentlemen, the task before us is immense and challenging yet fulfilling. It has always been our endeavor to fulfill the aspirations of the needy and deserving students without making compromise with the quality of education. We are sure that you will be with us as guides and mentors to achieve our goal. I thank each one of you for being with us today. I am sure that your good wishes and blessings, together with the support of the Pune University, the Director of Higher Education, and the University Grant Commission's DS Department of Science and Technology, will enable us to keep the flag of Nowrosjee Wadia College flying high and to carry on with our vision for the spread of light. Thank you.
Thank you so much, sir, for this comprehensive report. We will now watch a documentary on our college.
देवाला लोटांगण घातलं नाही तर देव कोपतो अशा अनेक अनिष्ट अंधश्रद्धेत बुडालेल्या समाजाला समाजासाठी शिक्षणाची दारे खुली करून दिली. असंच एक व्यक्तिमत्व लाभलं महाराष्ट्राच्या सांस्कृतिक व शैक्षणिक राजधानी असलेल्या पुणे म्हणजेच पुण्याला. त्याच पुण्याच्या पावन माती V.K. जोग सरांनी एक शैक्षणिक संस्था उभी केली. ती संस्था म्हणजे मॉडर्न एज्युकेशन सोसायटी पुणे. दिनांक 15 फेब्रुवारी 1932 साली याच पुण्याच्या मातीमध्ये प्राचार्य V.K. जोग सरांनी या संस्थेचं बीज याच पुण्याच्या पावन मातीत रुजवलं आणि आदरणीय वाडिया कुटुंबाच्या उत्तम सहयोगातून या विचारा दिनांक 21 जुलै 1932 साली पहिला अंकुर फुटला. तो अंकुर म्हणजे नवरोजी वाडिया महाविद्यालय. मित्रांनो, वैभवशाली परंपरा लाभलेल्या या महाविद्यालयाचा आज 91 वर्षांचा वटवृक्ष झाला आहे. आज 91 वर्ष पूर्ण करत असताना या महाविद्यालयाला सुवर्ण अक्षरांनी लिहावा असा वारसा लाभला आहे. या ज्ञानरूपी वटवृक्षाने गेली 91 वर्षे कला, विज्ञान, क्रीडा, साहित्य विभागातील विद्यार्थी घडवले, त्यांना अस्तित्व मिळवून दिलं आणि हेच उद्दिष्ट डोळ्यासमोर ठेवून महाविद्यालय भविष्यात अनेक बहुसांस्कृतिक भारताचे युवकरूपी आधारस्तंभ बनवण्यात महत्वाची भूमिका बजावत राहिली. 91 वर्षांचा दैदिप्यमान इतिहास लाभलेल्या या महाविद्यालयाने आजवर लाखो विद्यार्थी घडवले आहेत. कोणतीही संस्था ही केवळ दगडबेटांनी किंवा इमारतींनी उभी राहत नाही, तर वर्षानुवर्षे राबणाऱ्या माणसांनी ती उभी राहते. अनेक शिक्षक आणि शिक्षकेतर कर्मचारी रूपी साधक स्वतःला झोकून देऊन अहोरात्र साधना करतात. तेव्हाच अशा पद्धतीच्या ऐतिहासिक महाविद्यालयांचे निर्माण होते आणि ती महाविद्यालये खऱ्या अर्थाने समाजसेवेचे साधन बनतात. जगात असं कुठलंही क्षेत्र नाही आणि कुठलाही देश नाही की जिथे या नवरोजी वाडिया महाविद्यालयातील विद्यार्थी नाही. समाजाच्या विविध घटकांचे खऱ्या अर्थाने प्रतिनिधित्व करणारे हे महाविद्यालय म्हणजे बहुसांस्कृतिक भारताचे खरे प्रतिबिंब आहे. नवरोजी वाडिया महाविद्यालयात कुंभार जसा मातीला आकार देऊन बटन घडवतो, तसेच या प्राध्यापक रूपी अभियंत्यांनी अनेक विद्यार्थ्यांच्या जीवनाला आकार दिला. त्यांनी अनेक विद्यार्थी आणि त्यांचं अस्तित्व घडवलं. त्या प्राध्यापकांच्या मेहनतीचं फळ म्हणजे गेली 90 वर्ष अनेक विद्यार्थी देशाच्याच नव्हे तर विदेशामध्ये महत्वाच्या खात्यात तसेच महत्वाच्या क्षेत्रात आपल्या नावावरती गाजवताना दिसत आहे. आम्हाला सांगताना अत्यंत अभिमान वाटतो. क्रीडा क्षेत्रात राष्ट्रीय पातळीवर 16 विद्यार्थी महाविद्यालयाचे नाव उज्ज्वल केले. तसेच 300 पेक्षा अधिक विद्यार्थ्यांनी विद्यापीठ पातळीवर सहभाग नोंदवला व त्याचबरोबर अनेक विद्यार्थ्यांनी देश विदेशात वेगवेगळ्या क्षेत्रात हजेरी मारली. अनेक विद्यार्थी जगातील प्रमुख विद्यापीठे असलेल्या विद्यापीठांबरोबर कला, क्रीडा, विज्ञान व शैक्षणिक क्षेत्रात आपले व आपल्या महाविद्यालयाचे नाव उज्ज्वल करणाऱ्या विद्यार्थ्यांना प्रेरणा मिळावी म्हणून स्कॉलर व जिमखाना दिवसाचे आयोजन महाविद्यालय करते. तसेच राष्ट्रीय छात्र सेनेच्या अंतर्गत महाविद्यालयाचे नाव देश पातळीवर उज्ज्वल करणाऱ्या विद्यार्थ्यांसाठी राष्ट्रीय छात्र सेना दिवसाचे आयोजन करत त्यांना सन्मानित करण्यात येते. तसेच विद्यार्थ्यांच्या कलागुणांना वाव मिळावा म्हणून प्रसिद्ध सिने क्षेत्रातील व्यक्ती बोलावून सांस्कृतिक कार्यक्रमांचे आयोजन करून नवरोज हा महाविद्यालय उत्सव 7 दिवस साजरा केला जातो. सेवानिवृत्त झालेल्या प्राध्यापकांचा सन्मान करत त्यांचे अनुभव शिक्षण शैली विद्यार्थ्यांपर्यंत पोहोचावी म्हणून सेवानिवृत्त प्राध्यापकांना बोलावून विद्यार्थ्यांना त्यांचे मार्गदर्शन दिले जाते. या सर्व गोष्टी व्याख्यानकार प्राचार्य शिवाजीराव भोसले, कुलगुरू डॉक्टर श्रीधर गुप्ते, गोव्याचे माजी मुख्यमंत्री प्रतापसिंह राणे, राज्याचे माजी मंत्री पतंगराव कदम, अनंतराव भोगटे असे असंख्य आणि अगणित माजी विद्यार्थी दैदिप्यमान परंपरेचे पालक आहेत. भारताची क्रीडा, शैक्षणिक, सांस्कृतिक आणि राजकीय परंपरेत महत्त्वाचे योगदान देणाऱ्या या महाविद्यालयात मान्यवरांचे मनपूर्वक स्वागत आहे.
Thank you very much. After this recorded depiction, moving ahead, as we all know, Nowrosjee Wadia College has had some exemplary alumni, be it Mr. Pawan Irani, the legendary Rajesh Khanna, Shri Deven Verma, Chetan Chauhan, Shri Udhas Pawar, Bishop Valerie D'Souza, and a host of others. Every year, on the occasion of a Foundation Day, we honor our prominent alumni with the Eminent Guardian Award. This year too, we have a very towering achiever amongst our midst. I request our Vice Principal, Dr. Boxwala Karinan, to kindly introduce and read the citation for our Eminent Guardian Award recipient, Dr. Romila Kaur.
A very warm good evening to all of you. Dignitaries on the dais, off the dais, distinguished invitees, ladies and gentlemen. It is indeed a great honor and privilege to have been called upon to introduce the chief guest of today's function, the world-renowned historian, Dr. Romila Kaur. Dr. Romila Kaur needs no introduction. Born on 30th November 1931, a few months before our modern education society and Nowrosjee Wadia Every year on its foundation day, the Nowrosjee Wadia College felicitates its exemplary alumni for their extraordinary work with the eminent Wadia Award. On the occasion of the 91st Foundation Day, the office bearers, members of staff and students of the Nowrosjee Wadia College feel honored and privileged to felicitate world-renowned historian Dr. Romila Thapar with the eminent Wadia Award for the year 2023. Dr. Thapar joined the Nowrosjee Wadia College in the 1940s and spent her formative years at this institute. After graduating from the Punjab University in English Literature, Dr. Thapar obtained another bachelor's degree in Indian history. She went on to complete her doctorate under the guidance of the well-known historian Dr. A.L. Basham from the School of Oriental and African Studies at the University of London. Dr. Thapar is one of India's finest historians who formulated new inquiries about the societal advancement of almost 2,000 years of Indian history. She confronted the existing historical models of the colonial and nationalist era. For her contribution towards historical writing, Dr. Thapar received honorary doctorates from the universities of Oxford, Chicago, Edinburgh, Brown, Pretoria, Calcutta, Hyderabad, and a host of other such acclaimed institutions, thus attesting her international recognition. Dr. Thapar has taught at the universities of Cornell and Pennsylvania and is presently Professor Emeritus of Ancient Indian History at the Jawaharlal Nehru University. Under Dr. Thapar's auspices, scores of students and leaders have benefited from her understanding of the past. Through her numerous books and research articles on ancient and contemporary India, Dr. Thapar brought to the fore an ingenious outlook to the studies of Indian history. She is undoubtedly a warehouse of knowledge and has gone ahead of traditional views to establish scientific methods in historical studies and has promoted regional history beyond mere chronicling. Dr. Thapar's writing has made history lively by correlating facts to pigment a cohesive historical picture. Dr. Thapar's body of work is an exceptional contribution to the advancement of Indian as well as world history, thus earning Dr. Thapar worldwide repute and respect. We are indeed delighted to honor Dr. Romila Thapar with the eminent Wadia Award for her outstanding career and also for being a distinguished alumnus of this institution. Thank you.
Thank you very much, ma'am. I request our chief guest. Sorry for that. I request Shri Ritesh Kumar sir to please felicitate Dr. Romila Thapar with the eminent Wadia Award. We are presenting ma'am with the citation now. Thank you so much. I think it was go on for a little bit longer for the effort that ma'am has come down from Delhi for this event for us. Thank you so much, everyone. I now invite Padmini Mani ma'am to introduce the chief guest for this evening, Shri Ritesh Kumar sir, Commissioner of Police, Pune.
A very good evening to all. I feel honored and privileged to introduce Honorable Ritesh Kumar, the chief guest for today's Foundation Day. Honorable Ritesh Kumar is a 1992 batch IPS officer of the Maharashtra cadre. Sir has completed his graduation from Kirodimal College, Delhi University and Joint Commissioner Vigilance, Maharashtra, and has also served as the DIG of the prestigious Maharashtra Police Academy, Nasik. Sir has worked as the Deputy Commissioner of Police and Additional Commissioner of Police of Mumbai City. As a Special IGP, he headed the Aurangabad and Kolhapur ranges and crime investigation wing between 2011 and 2017. Since 2017, he has been posted as the Additional DGP and Director of Police Wireless Maharashtra State. During Sir's tenure at the Wireless Department, he has spearheaded the digital transformation of analog wireless network of 22 districts and 4 cities of Maharashtra. Also, the analog radio trunking system of Mumbai City has been upgraded to the latest digital technology ACPO 25 Phase 2 radio trunking system. Under his leadership, the Maharashtra Police has received the prestigious first prize for 2 consecutive years in 2018-19 and 2019-20 from the Union Home Ministry for implementing modern technology in police communication network and for using crypto methods for encryption of police information. Additionally, the Maharashtra government has recommended the Police Wireless Training Institute as the best training academy for non-gazetted officers for 3 consecutive years, that is 2017 to 2020, to the Ministry of Home Affairs. Last but not the least, a mention of Sir's awards. Sir has been awarded the Director General's insignia in the year 2008. Sir has also received the Police Medal for Meritorious Service in 2010, and Sir is also awarded the prestigious President's Police Medal for Distinguished Services in 2020. Sir, I cordially invite you to the portals of our institution. Thank you.
Thank you, sir. I request our trustee, Dr. Ashok Chandra, sir, to please felicitate Mr. Ritesh Kumar, sir. Thank you, sir. I now request Mrs. Sonali Muremalayan to introduce this evening's guest of honor, Dr. Shailendra Devrankar, sir, Director of Higher Education, Government of Maharashtra.
Respected eminent Wadia awardee, chief guest of honor, honorable trustees, principal, vice principals, distinguished invitees, colleagues and friends. It is my honor and privilege to be called upon to introduce to this August gathering the 91st Foundation Day's guest of honor, Dr. Shailendra Devrankar. Professor Dr. Devrankar is presently the Director, Higher Education, Government of Maharashtra. He is shouldering the Herculean responsibility of implementation of the new National Education Policy in higher education field of Maharashtra. And we all are sure he will be successful in this endeavor. Dr. Devrankar has completed his MA, MPhil, PhD in American Studies from the School of International Studies, JNU, Delhi. He is a recipient of prestigious Yashwantrao Chavan Gold Medal for MA University in Pune. He was also awarded the JNU Vice Chancellor's Appreciation Certificate for his MPhil dissertation. He was selected as the Class 1 Officer, Maharashtra Education Service by the Maharashtra Public Service Commission. He has a long administrative and academic experience of 22 years. In these 22 years, he has worked as a Registrar, University of Mumbai, as a Director, School of International Relations and Strategic Studies, and Director, Rajiv Gandhi Center for Contemporary Studies, University of Mumbai. He was deputed as an officer on special duty as the Education Minister's Office, Government Government Law College, Mumbai. He is known as an expert in international relations and has written several books which are referred extensively by scholars and students for competitive examinations. He has also written more than 500 articles in popular newspapers and magazines. He is a renowned panelist on various television channels. He has to his credit 25 awards and scholarships in academics. He is the president and former member of 34 distinguished academic bodies at state and national level. He is a recognized PhD guide with 6 students who have been awarded PhD and 4 students who are presently working under his guidance at Vidarbha Institute of Science and Humanities, Amravati, SMIT, Mumbai, Sant Gargi Baba Vidyapit, Amravati, YCMOU, Nasik. He is an inspiring orator and has delivered more than 500 public lectures. I request you all to put your hands together and welcome such a distinguished personality. Thank you.
Thank you, ma'am. I request Principal Sir to please felicitate Shri Devarakonda. Thank you, sir. Our college has indeed been blessed by some wonderful hands who have contoured the college to what it is today. This year, we have a special appreciation prize for a faculty member who has contributed to the growth of the college during service and even after superannuation. This year's Vishesh Seva Gaurav Puraskar goes to Dr. G.C. Kulkarni, former head of the Department of Chemistry and founder of the Center for Talent Structure Excellence. I invite Dr. Pune to introduce Dr. G.C. Kulkarni.
Good evening. It is with great pleasure and honor that I stand before you to introduce our beloved Professor G.C. Kulkarni sir, an exceptional academician who has achieved remarkable milestones in his illustrious career. Throughout his journey at Nowrosjee Wadia College and post-retirement, he has accumulated a wealth of accomplishments and accolades, garnering recognition both nationally as well as internationally. It is difficult to enlist all his achievements in such a short time, but key highlights deserve special mention. Sir started his academic journey as a lecturer in the Department of Chemistry at Nowrosjee Wadia College and retired as the head of the department after 33 years of distinguished service. During his tenure here, he authored more than 60 books on chemistry, received numerous awards, was invited for talks on various subjects by national and international organizations of repute. Notably among them were the Bhabha Atomic Research Center, the Johns Hopkins University, MIT University, USA. He has delivered over 1,000 lectures on talent search in various schools across Maharashtra, Goa, Gujarat, and Karnataka. Sir was the founder and director of the Graduate Excellence Examination, the Maharashtra Talent Search Examination, and the Gyanjot Institute of Competitive Excellence at Jalgaon. Established with the objective of identifying talented students, especially from the rural, tribal, economically, and socially backward classes of the society, the Maharashtra Talent Search Examination is an unparalleled success story. From a meager 200 students in 1992, the MPSC examination has grown by leaps and bounds, today covering more than 5,000 schools in Maharashtra, Ladies and gentlemen, please join me in giving sir a warm and resounding welcome. And to welcome sir, who is a beacon of wisdom, a symbol of excellence, and a true inspiration to us all.
Request Dr. Mona Bhavan to please felicitate Dr. Kulkarni. Thank you, everyone. I now invite Dr. Sharendra Devlandka sir to please say a few words.
धन्यवाद. 91 वर्षाची अत्यंत वैभवशाली शैक्षणिक परंपरा असलेलं हे नवरोजी वाडिया महाविद्यालय आज आपल्या स्थापनेला 91 वर्ष पूर्ण करत आहे. आणि केवळ वाडियासाठी नाही, संपूर्ण राज्यासाठी, राज्यातल्या उच्च व तंत्र शिक्षण विभागासाठी ही अत्यंत सन्मानाची अत्यंत गर्वाची अशा प्रकारची बाब आहे. आपल्या सगळ्यांना कल्पना आहे महाराष्ट्राच्या विधिमंडळाचं अधिवेशन चालू आहे आणि अधिवेशनाच्या संपूर्ण कामामध्ये व्यस्त होतो, पण तरी देखील मी सरांना शब्द दिला होता की माझ्यासाठी देखील अशा या वैभवशाली क्षणाला उपस्थित राहणं हे माझ्यासाठी देखील एक प्रकारचा सन्मान आहे. त्यामुळे कामात वेळ काढून मी नक्कीच आलेलो जाईल. त्या ऑफिसमधनं त्या ठिकाणी आलो. या संपूर्ण 91 वर्षाच्या या अत्यंत मोठ्या दीर्घ वैभवशाली अशा शैक्षणिक परंपरेत या महाविद्यालयाने अनेक मोठ्या व्यक्तींना घडवलं आहे. खेड्यापाड्यापर्यंत शिक्षणाची ही पंढरी पोहोचवण्यासाठी एक अत्यंत महत्त्वपूर्ण योगदान या महाविद्यालयाचं आहे. या महाविद्यालयाकडनं आम्हाला देखील अत्यंत महत्त्वपूर्ण अशा प्रकारच्या अपेक्षा आहेत. नुकतंच हे महाविद्यालय स्वायत्त झालेलं आहे. आपल्याकडे 91 स्वायत्त महाविद्यालय आहेत आणि या 91 स्वायत्त महाविद्यालयाला ह्या अकॅडमिक इयरपासून आपण राष्ट्रीय शिक्षण धोरण 2020च्या अंमलबजावणीची जबाबदारी दिली आहे. ही कॉलेजेस आमचे शिलेदार आहेत. ही कॉलेजेस आमच्या NEPचे ब्रँड अँबॅसेडर्स आहेत आणि यांच्याकडनं हे मॉडेल सक्सेसफुल झाल्यानंतर याची अंमलबजावणी पूर्ण राज्यामध्ये केली जाणार आहे. लेट मी टेल यू की महाराष्ट्रातल्या बेस्ट प्रॅक्टिसेस याचं आता अनुकरण हे इतर राज्यांमध्ये देखील व्हायला लागलं आहे. आपलं नॅकचं ॲक्रेडिटेशन असेल, आपला ॲटॉनॉमीचा दर असेल, इम्पॉवर्ड ॲटॉनॉमिक्स कॉलेजेस आपल्याकडे 27 झालेले आहेत. हे सगळं देशामध्ये पहिल्यांदा राज्यामध्ये घडतं आहे. आपलं राज्य नेहमी आदर्श आणि पायंडा निर्माण करणारं राज्य आहे आणि या गोष्टी याचमुळे शक्य होतात की या ठिकाणी अनेक शिक्षक महत्त्वपूर्ण योगदान देऊन विद्यार्थी घडत असतात आणि शिक्षणाचा गुणवत्ता आणि दर्जा टिकवून ठेवत असतात. त्यामुळे हीच शिक्षणाची महाराष्ट्र राज्याची उज्ज्वल परंपरा भविष्यामध्ये पुढे घेऊन जाण्यासाठी वाडियासारखी महाविद्यालय महत्त्वाची भूमिका पार पाडतील अशा प्रकारची अपेक्षा मी या ठिकाणी व्यक्त करतो. आजच्या तुमच्या 91व्या दिनाच्या या वर्धापन दिनानिमित्त मी महाराष्ट्र राज्याच्या उच्च व तंत्र शिक्षण विभागाच्या वतीने तुम्हाला मनपूर्वक शुभेच्छा देतो आणि तुमच्या भविष्याच्या वाटचालीसाठी आमच्या शुभेच्छा सदैव तुमच्या पाठीशी असेल. आमचं सहकार्य हे सदैव तुमच्या पाठीशी असेल. आपण या क्षणी मला इथे आमंत्रित केलं आणि मला सगळ्यात जास्त सन्मानाची बाब वाटली की मी दिल्लीच्या जवाहरलाल नेहरू युनिव्हर्सिटीचा विद्यार्थी आहे आणि मॅडम तिथे फॅकल्टी होत्या. मला अजून आठवतं 27 वर्षांपूर्वी माझी आणि मॅडमची भेट झाली होती. आज माझ्यासाठी हा एक प्रकारचा दुग्ध शर्करा योग आहे की आज या वर्धापन दिनाला मी आलो आणि ज्यांनी मला ज्यांची पुस्तकं वाचून आम्ही मोठं झालो असं बोललेल्या आपण मॅडम आलेला आहे. त्यामुळे माझ्यासाठी देखील अत्यंत महत्त्वपूर्ण क्षण आहे. या क्षणाला आपण मला आमंत्रित केलं त्याबद्दल मी महाविद्यालयाच्या संस्थेचा माझे मित्र श्री सानपजी यांचं सगळ्यांचं अत्यंत मनपूर्वक आभार मानतो आणि अभिनंदन करतो. धन्यवाद.
Commissioner of Police, Pune City, Mr. Ramesh Kumar sir, to kindly address this office gathering.
Most respected Dr. Pramila Thakur Madam, Dr. Ashok Chandler, Professor Sachin San, Dr. Chandra Swar, and Dr. Devendra, and also Mr. G.C. Kulkarni, the past faculty who received the award today. I won't take much time. I don't want to be obstructing your interaction with Dr. Thakur Madam. When we were preparing for the civil services, as Dr. Devendra said, we used to study her books. So we have grown studying her books. Nothing more to say. She is a stalwart, she's a towering personality in the field of academics, and she's very scholarly. Lot of books, lot of awards, lot of felicitations. She is an example. Sometimes I feel she should have been awarded today, whatever she is being awarded a couple of decades earlier. So it's a little late, but still, she is 91-year-old. We wish she lives beyond 100 and more. This college also is 91 years old. I wish it will be celebrating 100 years. Will be like in the next 9 years, it should go for 150, 200. There are 7 colleges in Modern Education Society. These are the pioneering institutes. A lot of strong alumni network. And Pune has been the Oxford of the East. A lot of great institutions came in Pune, and they have actually shown a very good example to the whole country. And a lot of stalwarts have studied here. They have gone to various places of eminence, including Dr. Pramila Thakur Madam. And we just wish all the best for the college also, and the administration, the faculty, and the Modern Education Society to keep on doing the great work they have been doing for the society, transforming the society, making it more modern, making it more progressive in the new field of science and technology and digital era. I think we will all will progress. My best wishes to the whole institution. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much, sir. And now, what we all have been eagerly waiting for, I request our beloved Dr. Pramila Thakur ma'am to please speak to us and guide us and bless us with her pearls of wisdom. Dr. Thakur.
I've been here this evening. I'm being with all of you. I can't tell you the pleasure it gave me to drive through the gates of Wadia College once again after 75 years. So let me also say that I'm deeply, deeply honored by this invitation, by this award, because I think it's an absolute privilege for those of us that grew up in the 40s with a vision of what the country was going to be, and whether that vision comes true or not, to be able to work towards that vision. And let's see what the future brings. But at least that vision is there, and that is terribly important. So thank you very much indeed for the award, which I shall cherish and keep as a very, very special memento of my past times. I joined Wadia College in June 1948, after I had done my CA Cambridge at St. Mary's High School in December 1947. So I do regard myself somewhat as being a kind of child of Pune. Not quite, but sort of. I had a long innings of 8 years between St. Mary's High School and Wadia College that kept me in Pune, and therefore I have very, very fond memories of Pune, and these are revived each time I come back and go to places. Some of the places, of course, are now unrecognizable, and I have to look very hard and say that there was something, my home that I lived in was here, where is it gone? And so one has to look for it, but never mind, it's the same thing. I completed school in December 1947 and joined college in 1948. This was in many ways a very remarkable year. In fact, the 40s altogether, I think, was a very remarkable decade, which we haven't really repeated since, for good and for evil. The 1940s were a kind of lead up to Pune playing an important role in the freedom movement and the eventual expulsion of the colonial power. I remember my father was a doctor in the army, and I remember many occasions when members of the National Congress were arrested, and some of them, such as the family of Mahatma Gandhi, was put into jail in the Art France Palace. It was anything but a palace, but nevertheless, that was the name that it was given. And then Gandhiji would go on a fast, and the entire medical fraternity of the civilian doctors and the military doctors would have to get together and hold consultations almost 4, 5, 6 times a day on his condition, what was happening, what needed to be done, and so on. So this was the kind of atmosphere in which I grew up, very close in some ways to the national movement. When he was released from the Art France Palace, Gandhiji would hold prayer meetings. I think it was called Dr. Mehta's Nature Cure Clinic, and it had a big compound, and people would gather, and Gandhiji would hold his meetings and give his talks. And we would rush from school, to Mary's school, quickly do our homework as fast as we could, and rush to these meetings, a whole bunch of teenage nationalists, absolutely determined to go to as many meetings as possible. And on one occasion, I had we used to have autograph albums when we were teenagers. Remember, there were no phones and no selfies. So we had these autograph albums, and we would go up to people and say, please will you sign my autograph albums? People would sign and say something nice, and I started reading. So someone said to me, why don't you go up and ask Gandhiji if he will sign in your autograph album? So I thought and thought and thought and thought, as one does at that age, and finally said yes, why don't I? So I paid my 5 rupees to the Indian National Congress Fund, and I slowly walked up to where Gandhiji was seated and said in a very hesitant voice, ये मेरी autograph album है, इसमें आप please दस्तखत कर देंगे? And he said, हाँ जरूर. So he took the album for me, he signed it. And as he was giving it back to me, he said to me, why are you wearing middle-made clothes? You should be wearing khadi. And I said, हाँ Gandhiji, हाँ मैं खर्चा करूँ, बताऊँगी. And I went home and I said to my parents, I will not wear anything else but khadi. And they laughed and said, all right, we will get you khadi salwar kameez, and after 3 months, you'll be back to normal again. I'm afraid it did happen. But you know, the thing is that make an enormous impact. One doesn't take them too seriously at the time, but in fact, later on when one thinks about them, they really are time markers, and that for me was a big marker in my life that, you know, I had actually, in a sense, come close to nationalism, which is what we were all trying to do at that time. And I'm talking about the secular, democratic, anti-colonial nationalism. The kind of nationalism that we grew up on, and the kind of nationalism that many of us of my age still endorse for me. Anyway, so that was 1947, and came whilst it was due to come. I remember the 1st of August, and Sister Superior, who was then the principal of St. Mary's High School, said to me, the 15th of August, we're having a little ceremony, and we would like you to make a small 10-minute speech. I almost died on the spot, thinking, what am I going to say? It's going to be a ceremony where everybody will be present, and parents of children will be there, and various personalities of the city will have been invited. What am I going to say? I've never done this kind of thing before. The first time I was going to make a little speech in public. And I went around with sort of absolute depression on my face, till my history teacher said to me, why are you so depressed? Why don't you talk about the things that you talk about with your friends? So I said, what do you mean? And she said, you and your friends, for example, you're discussing nationalism, you're discussing the end of colonialism. What are the issues that you bring up and talk about? Just talk about those. So then I stalwartly, strongly went along to the ceremony, and we pulled down the Union Jack, and we pushed up the national flag, and we sang the national anthem. And then the prefects gathered, and we planted a sapling, and then they turned to me and said, make your speech. And there are two things I remember that I was very conscious about and did in those 15 minutes, did mention. One was the business about who makes Indians, what is our identity? Because we're Indians, we're all over the place, and there are all kinds of Indians. So how do we find an identity? That was one problem. The other problem was, what kind of society do we want? Once we get rid of the Brits, what kind of post-colonial society are we going to make? And the interesting thing is that those two questions, I mean, I was just an innocent child when I asked these questions, but we talked about them. And those two questions are still with us. We still haven't fully decided about what is our identity. Is it a secular, democratic Indian identity? Or is it an identity which is based on divisions of society and majorities and minorities and all that kind of thing? And secondly, what kind of society do we want? We've gone all over the place since 1947, trying out the socialistic pattern, trying out the public sector, trying out various other things, and we've now arrived at a society which is a little hard to label. But nevertheless, I don't think it's quite the kind of society that we all had in mind in 1947. But I think that is a open question. The point that I'm trying to make is that that year, that decade of the 40s, was what I call the decade of anticipation. We were all excited and we were all worked up. We knew something was going to happen, and every day something was going to happen, and there was this excitement. What is going to happen? Today it's Labour Day, tomorrow it's Gandhi's fast, the day after it's something else. All of this was going on. There were tremendous times in those times. The one big blow, and it was a massive blow, was the end of January when Mahatma Gandhi was assassinated. It was a massive blow because suddenly all these dreams that we had dreamt of as possibilities began to dither. we weren't quite sure whether these possibilities and dreams would come into actuality or not. Who was now going to be our guide? And the one thing that Gandhi had emphasized again and again was the centrality of ethics in politics. And I must confess that over the years, and very much so in the recent years, one has really asked this question of what has happened to ethics in politics. There was a time when there was a strong endorsement by people like Gandhi and Nehru and others. One doesn't seem to be able to recognize those ethics in the politics today, and one hopes very much that the ethics will return and will be a major factor in our lives as it was at that time. And remember, of course, that when I talk about ethics, I'm not talking about something vague and obscure. Ours is a civilization that drew very substantially on ethics. The entire Buddhist Jain tradition, aspects of the Brahmanical tradition, the Bhakti movement, these were all movements that drew on ethics as central features. And I think it is these features that we have to try and bring back into our society if we are to succeed. Anyway, came June 90 and joined Wadia College. Actually, when I was in school, but everybody persuaded me saying you spend your life looking at the world through a microscope. That's not fun. So I gave up the idea of botany, and then the modern was history of philosophy. I decided on philosophy, and I decided to do philosophy honors from Wadia College. And I still remember the lectures that Professor Damle gave us on philosophy, and I think somewhere I still have the notes that I made on those lectures. And of course, the very big impact Sir R.D. Choksi had on me in terms of history. He was a brilliant lecturer and a brilliant historian, and therefore we, all of us that took his courses, benefited very greatly from them. So that was what I was doing, cycling to Wadia College to read and attending classes. And there was a lovely feeling of independence and a bit of freedom coming out of school, where, you know, there were boundary walls all around, where you can't go there, you can't go out of that gate, you have to stay here. And suddenly we got into college where all the gates are open and you walk in and out, and you walk out and make friends with all kinds of people. And we had a little gang, and I remember their names, although I'm sorry that I haven't met them in a very, very long time, so I don't know the names. There was Nowrosjee, there was Kanayu, there was Yasaya, there were a couple of others. And we used to attend classes and then go down to the garden, one garden, where there were benches, you could sit and have a cup of coffee from the cafeteria. And we would religiously go there almost every day and drink our little cups of coffee and gossip about what was happening in the college. And that was great, because, you know, here was an institution and we would gossip about it. We didn't have to say, no, I know it's true. It's a story. So it was great fun. We all enjoyed ourselves very much. So very quickly you would have gangs of friends who moved around and we chatted and we did things together and so on. There was this element of independence which was very strong. And of course, in terms of lectures, the whole level of the lectures rose from school lectures into something intellectually much more challenging. And that was also very exciting, with a focus on the subject. I mean, you know, one wasn't doing 8 different types of subjects as one was doing in school, one was focusing on 3 or 4. The teachers were very easy to talk to. We were constantly stopping them in the corridors and saying, I didn't follow what you said. Can you please explain this to me? And they were very patient to stand there and say, what did you not follow? And they would explain to you and so on. So it was a very nice relationship that we had between students and teachers. And then we had activities. There were 2 women's PTs. And hockey was a sport that we were very, very keen on. So every fortnight we have a match, and the 2 teams will go into action. And we also always knew the next morning that there had been a match, because the women's students would come in limping, looking absolutely bedraggled, holding their socks up and so on, and say, oh, I was hurt, I was badly hurt in my ankles. Because we were busy hitting hockey sticks on everybody's ankles as we went along. But that was fine. And then there was another extracurricular activity which came up, I think, the last year that I was in college. A group got together and formed something called, named after George Bernard Shaw, the Shavian Society. I don't know if that still exists. No, it doesn't. It was all a bunch of us, and we decided that we needed to meet in order to discuss and argue the problems that we were facing or we felt existed and needed discussion. So a whole bunch of us would get together, at least once a week or more often, in some form or other, and have very exciting discussions on everything under the sun, whether it was politics, whether it was literature, whether it was history, whether it was ourselves, what we were doing with our lives. And that really was an education in itself. And if it doesn't still exist, I would strongly advise the students of Wadia College today to start a Shavian society and have open discussions. So, what were we concerned about? Identity, that continued, democracy, secularism, that continued, society, and world. At the same time as this was happening, the subject that I was getting increasingly more interested in, history, largely because of Professor Joxi's lectures, was undergoing a change. Now, I would like to say just a couple of things about this change, because it is a very crucial change that has taken place in India. Remember that with independence, we ceased to be a colony and we ceased to have kingdoms. We became a nation state. A nation state means that the people that belong to that state are no longer subjects. They're not subjects of a kingdom, they're not subjects of a colony. They are citizens. And the difference between a subject subordinated to the laws of the colony and the citizen is that the citizen has rights. And we were very concerned about the fact of what rights did we have as citizens. And consequently, there was a lot of interest when it was announced that there was going to be a constitution, because the constitution was going to contain the rights that we would claim. And these rights became a very major part of our existence in discussion groups like the Shavian Society. What was the change that took place in history? When I joined in 1948, was largely a narrative of the past. What happened in the past? And so there was this chronologically told story about what happened in the past. Slowly and gradually, history ceased to be Indiology, which is what the colonial writers made it, and it became a part of the social sciences. What does that mean when it becomes a part of the social sciences? It means that the questions you ask begin to be different. You ask, for example, why did a particular event take place? How did it take place? What happened? The caused it to happen, and what was the result. Now this is very different from saying, oh, the books tell us that an event took place in such and such a year, and it's a battle, the king was defeated, ex-king was defeated, Y king was successful, and the story goes on. We were pausing at these points and wanting to know much more. And this is terribly important in the study of history today. We all want to know much more. And I have spent sleepless nights trying to find out much more about a simple event that took place in history. Now, historians continue to read and think about the past, but they read much more widely. Because let's take a simple example, a battle. A battle takes place between King A and King B. King B is victorious and conquers the territory of King A. In the old days, that's really all you needed to know. Which king was victorious, which conquered, which territory did that king conquer. Plus, what we want to know, or beginning to want to know, and what we are now desperately wanting to know, that when a battle takes place, what were the antecedents of the people who fought? What was the background of King A and what was the background of King B? And why did they fight? Was it one cause? Or was it a multiplicity of causes? What was the terrain on which they fought? Was that the terrain they conquered? Or was that simply where the battle took place? Did it result in new people coming in? And if new people came in as a territory, begin with the settlers, they came into touch with a new culture emerged from this interface between two cultures. And if the new religions coming in, what happened to religion in that area? What I'm trying to suggest is that what we thought was an inconspicuous event, a battle, there were hundreds of battles, one more battle, that battle can be analyzed and can be sought to be reconstructed in a way that gives you an enormous amount of information about the period, the time, what happened, why it happened, and what the result was. Now, we historians today are into this kind of history. It's called analytical history. You have to be trained as a historian. We even have a training called historical methodology. And so we are competing with scientists and others who claim to have a methodology. We too have a methodology. And that is one reason why today there is a demarcation between the professionally trained historian and the pop writer who gets up and says, oh, this happened and that happened and that happened, and then this is where it all ended. The point that I'm trying to make is that we can only do this kind of analytical history if we base our history on evidence, on sources, on information that is reliable and proven. And this is where historical training and methodology comes in. It helps us to test the evidence and make sure that the evidence is reliable and proven. It's a bit like law, but I think we go beyond law. I like to think at any rate. So anyway, let me end by saying that the end result of this great decade of the 40s, and the end result of having been a student in Wadia College and then a student in other places and so on, is that one endorsed this new approach to the study of history very fully. And that is something which I am trying to do in all the work that I have written. And to say, and this is my concluding remark, that the past is not something out there which we forget about because it's past. The past has elements that come with us into the present. Not all, but some do. And it's our business to find out what those elements are in the present that have come from the past. And also, in the process of doing it, we might recognize some elements that will go into the future and might help us to determine the kind of future that we will have. In fact, go back to this, my school address, what kind of society can we hope to have in this country? Thank you.
Hello. Thank you, ma'am. Any true student of social science will dare not speak after the great Dr. Ramila Thapar says, I am not stepping into that zone. So I come to the conclusion of this program. A note of appreciation and gratitude to everyone who made this event possible cannot surely be missed. I invite our Vice Principal, Dr. Pune sir, to please propose the vote of thanks.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, dignitaries on the dais, special invitees, past faculty members of Nowrosjee Wadia College, alumni, media persons, and my fellow audience. It's my proud privilege and honor to propose the vote of thanks for the today's 91st Foundation Day function of Modern Education Society's Nowrosjee Wadia College, Pune. First of all, I would like to give my hearty vote of thanks to our eminent guardian awardee, Dr. Ramila Thapar ma'am, for gracing today's function. Thank you, ma'am, for your very thought-provoking and interesting address. I would like to thank our chief guest, Ritesh Kumar sir, IPS Commissioner of Police Pune, for attending this function in spite of his busy schedule. I would like to express our deep gratitude to our guest of honor, Dr. Shailendra sir, Director Higher Education, Maharashtra State, for gracing this program. And as sir has told, in spite of his busy schedule, the Mantralaya and all that work he has made it. Sir, thank you very much for being with us today. I sincerely thank our beloved trustees, Dr. Ashok Tanda sir and Professor Sachin Saran sir, for their motivation, guidance, and support for arranging this big function. I am happy to express a vote of thanks to our beloved principal, Dr. P.V. Chamusar sir, for a grand success of this event through his motivation and dedication. My thanks are also due to Vice Principal colleague Dr. S.S. Bhavsar Madam for introducing our eminent guardian awardee to the audience. I also take this opportunity to thank our CFO of Modern Education Society, Ganeshan sir, for being here with us for this function. I also thank the Vice Principal of Junior College, Ashok Munde sir, for gracing this function with us. I would like to thank Professor Dilkar sir, coordinator of this function, and the coordinators of different committees, namely Professor Srinivas Shamgade sir, Professor Neeraj Bhagat sir, Professor Ellen Chaudhary sir, and our committee members for their untiring efforts in organizing this Foundation Day function with a grand success. I would like to thank the former principal, Dr. Mrs. Kare Madam, the principal of Nowrosjee Wadia College, Pradeep ma'am, Vice Principal, Dr. Prakash Chaudhary sir, for attending this function. I also thank the eminent guardians, the alumni, I would say, for attending this function. Finally, I thank all who are present here. The special mentions are Mrs. Sujata Malik Kumar, Principal of St. Mary's School. She is there with us. Thank you, ma'am, for gracing this function. Finally, I thank all who have contributed directly or indirectly for the success of this event. The final thanks are due to Cultural Association students, Pratik Prasad and the team of Nowrosjee Wadia College for taking some efforts towards decoration of this hall. And the last but not the least, the thanks are due to the comparative team, which is headed by Pramila Dasture ma'am. Thank you, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you all. Happy Foundation Day to all of you. Thank you.
Thank you so much. Good night. God bless.